Let's make history. You ever visit the house of a Puerto Rican family or a Cuban family as the grandmother's preparing dinner? The smell, you don't even have to go inside actually. You can smell it sometimes from outside, in the hallway. And that smell, that aroma, is basically due to a mixture of things blending together. Of course, you have your holy trinity, sofrito, sazon, adobo. Then, I'm gonna show you a little trick. You can also put the caldo from a protein you may have made a night or two before. Always save the liquid that's produced when you make steak. If you make lamb chops, if you make turkey wings, you put it in a jar in the fridge. So anyways, you add a little bit of that, and all these things together simmering is what gives you that aroma. Well, it's the same thing with salsa music. You had Cubans and you had Puerto Ricans that came together in New York City, and they brought different forms of music. The Puerto Ricans brought plena. Plena is the folk music of the island. You got rumba, son cubano, the cha-cha-chá, the mambo. They brought all these different elements to New York City, and then with the New York City vibe plus American jazz all together as a fusion. And then you think about the Afro, Spanish, and Indian roots of the Cubans and Puerto Ricans. You mix that with all that New York flavor, mostly in South Bronx and East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, so you add that flavor to the pot. And that is the birth of salsa music in New York City in the 1960s. The clave is the heartbeat of salsa music. The congas, which of course, the roots go way back to Africa. So salsa also has strong African ties in its creation by way of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and Cuba.
What is salsa? Salsa is flavor and spice. Salsa is Latin soul. Salsa is ritmo, rhythm. It started in Africa con la conga, skin on wood. El bongo, the basis of salsa, el clave. El ritmo de África al Caribe, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, Cuba, México, Sudamérica. Here mixed with the Indian, el timbal.
Tito Puente, the percussionist, one of the pioneers of salsa music, he didn't even like the term salsa. He prefers to call it Latin jazz. However, it is so much more than that. Speaking of Tito Puente, I almost forgot. Can't forget Machito, Cuban musician who gave Tito Puente his start. You actually had bands in the 50s that were referring to themselves as salseros, but it really didn't kick off until the 60s with Celia Cruz, Johnny Pacheco, Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe, of course.